There is no fear in love. Over in 1 John chapter 4 and verse 18, it says, "Fear is not in love, but the mature love casts out fear, because the fear has punishment, and the one fearing is not mature in love." See, a lack of understanding of what God does for us and how he actually cares for us produces fear. But when we begin to understand his love for us, that's going to cast that fear out because we're not going to be afraid of punishment. You see, God cares about us so much that he actually won't allow us to be condemned with the world system. He will correct us. You see, over in 1 Corinthians chapter 11 and verse 32, it says, "But when we are judged, we are child trained, in order that we should not be condemned with the world." He won't allow us to continue in sin. That's an expression of love. He won't allow us to face punishment. He will correct us so that we are actually living a life of righteousness. Now, when he does correct us, that's not something we should be afraid of. You see over in Hebrews chapter 12, verses 5 and 6, where it says, "And has the exhortation completely escaped your notice with discernment to you as sons? My son, do not regard lightly child training from the Lord. Do not be discouraged while being convicted by him. For whom the Lord loves, he child trains and scourges every son whom he receives." You see, he's going to take care of us because the purpose of child training is for our benefit. And we see that in Hebrews chapter 12 and verse 11. "And all the child training, facing on the one hand at the present, not seem to be joyful, but grievous. On the other hand, afterward it yields peaceable fruit of righteousness to the one through whom having been trained." See, that's going to be the end result of God correcting us, is so that we are actually producing the peaceable fruit of righteousness. That's pretty incredible when we think about that. Remember that nothing can separate us from the love of Christ. Not humans, not conditions, not where we're at. Absolutely nothing can separate us from the love of God. Therefore, our lives should show forth who we are in Christ without fear, because we certainly don't have fear of punishment from God. He took care of that. So we can have confidence and his boldness, not only in how we approach God, but how we actually live this life that he's given to us.